Will this be uploaded to TBSkyen? Yes, I am recording it. $12 more farm simulator games. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I think maybe the sort of Stardew Valley thing, like, because that's the thing about like things like Stardew Valley and like these big waves is like the big thing will happen. It'll be dominant for a while, like Stardew Valley, right? Then you'll get 1 year, and that's when like the quick cash-ins are coming. Then you'll get 2-3 years out from that, 5 years out from that. That's when all the better sort of like riffs and takeoffs of that concept are coming, and then like that'll peter out a little bit as like the market gets saturated and there's no more money in it. Eidolon, thank you very much for resubscribing also, and Guering, thank you very much for that community sub gift. Very kind of you. Isn't this an indie one, meaning nothing from main Nintendo? Yes, it's a partner showcase and an indie, which means it won't be Nintendo's first-party titles, it'll be their like anyone that they're working with on like the other major publishers and things like that, which is why a few people have been saying, ooh, maybe a Silksong this time, because one of Nintendo's partners probably would. It's like the distinction is partners are people like companies that Nintendo works with like directly to publish their games on Switch. Those are like the major ones. Capcom, Konami, like whatever the other major game publishers, right? Blizzard. And then indies are like actual indies. I think Silksong at this point counts as a partner rather than an indie. Like, probably. And I think there's competition. I would suspect that there is competition between the three major publishers, like the three major platform holders, Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox. I think they're having competitions to try and secure the bag on who gets to have like the Silksong reveal, the trailer as part of their showcase, because the Silksong reveal trailer is going to pull in like a lot of views to everything else they're announcing. So I wouldn't be surprised that they're having like a little bit of a bid war trying to get Team Cherry to announce on their thing first. My suspicion is it's going to be Xbox because they just have the most money. So like I don't actually think we're getting Silksong today. We're never getting Silksong. Silksong doesn't exist. It's a hallucination. It's a shared dream. By every gamer child in the world has a shared dream of Silksong that is sort of manifesting it into the world very slowly. But Monster Hunter Snap. Yeah, oh, I would love... You know what? I would love Monster Hunter Snap. I would love a Monster Hunter game where you don't hunt the monsters, you just have to, like, stealth and follow them around and, like, observe their habits and document, like, the ecology of Monster Hunter. Like, I think that would be a really cool game. They're skipping Silksong and go straight into... Yeah, we're gonna get Hollow Knight 2! Still no Silksong! Would you say yes for a Final Fantasy Tactics port? I haven't heard any rumors about it. I don't know how credible that is. I wouldn't be... Like, Square has been working on, like, porting all of their old Final Fantasy games to modern platforms, so, like, it wouldn't surprise me, but, you know. I genuinely want Team Cherry to, like, announce a completely different game. I want Team Cherry to announce a farm simulator set in the Hollow Knight universe. I want them to do that. And I want it to come out next week. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone. We'll now present today's Indie World Showcase and Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase back to back. First up, here's the Indie World Showcase.
I'm also having my lunch right now, so pardon me if I sound a little bit rub.
Indie World. I'm Amber.
And I'm Andrew. We're back with more indie games headed to the Nintendo Switch system.
Alright, it's time.
I wonder if anything new is going to get announced here, or if it's just like a bunch of indie games that already exist coming to Switch. Balatro? Yeah, there we go. Wait, X-Witcher what? Huh? Oh, just coward skins. Okay. I thought for a second they were going to do Balatro, but with Gwent. That's neat. Like, I kind of like that. I like that there's, like, bunch of card skins for Balatro. That's pretty cool. The Among Us! Among Us card skins. That is genuinely funny. It's genuinely pretty good. I mean, that's also, that must be relatively easy DLC to... They have free updates. Good. Like, fuck yeah. That must be relatively easy DLC for them to produce for that game.
Som Nova d'Estudio, l'equip darrere de Gris, i ara el pròxim joc Neva. El nostre joc és una història de maternitat, on els jugadors assumeixen el rol de l'Alba. Començaran la seva aventura al costat d'una petita lloba anomenada Neva.
Els capítols inicials del joc mostraran com l'Alba haurà d'encoratjar i protegir una jove neva dels perills del seu món.
God, that game is... I remember what that is now, and I'm scared of that game. I'm scared of playing it.
Ha estado trabajando duro para mostrar una conmovedora perspectiva sobre cómo quienes nos protegen eventualmente necesitarán nuestro cariño y cuidados también. Estamos encantados de poder compartir las últimas novedades del juego y esperamos que os unáis a Alba y Neva en su aventura en Nintendo Switch.
Like, if anything happens to this sweet little white wolf, I'm gonna kill everyone in this room and then also myself. Just so you know, like... This is that kind of game where it's like, there's only two ways this is gonna go. Either the girl dies and the wolf is sad, or else the wolf dies and the girl is sad. Those are the only two outcomes. And either way, it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
Creep and crawl your way up the corporate ladder of a bizarre insect megacorp that's buzzing with mysteries. In this surreal RPG, you'll take on the role of Moth Cubit, an ordinary employee who's recently received a promotion.
But this is no time to celebrate. The threat of a mysterious event known as the final process is looming. Can Moth and his fellow bugs save the company? Or even reality itself?
As you investigate...
Oh, it's a bit of an Undertale riff. Also, there's a lot of Binding of Isaac in the visual style of some of that.
All walks of life, each with a story that's interwoven with Moth.
Not everyone will be friendly, though. Take on enemies in verbal showdowns with
Yeah, like there's definitely a bunch of Undertale, like Mother,
Your choices influence how
sorta
the story progresses.
quirky indie
There are
game
multiple secrets, quests, and endings to unravel.
stuff happening there.
See what happens.
Moth Cubit
Interesting.
buzzes onto Nintendo Switch next spring.
I wonder if it's
Hey
focused
guys.
enough to be good.
We're AJ and Dio from Tokyo Productions in Indonesia. We're part of Coffee Talk team, and with our much missed friend,
Guy who's only playing
the
Undertale, like,
original
well, I mean,
creator,
Undertale,
Fahmi,
Mother,
we created Coffee
like
Talk,
Omori,
Coffee Talk episode 2.
like that particular, like that particular set of like RPG Maker, like sort of independently produced,
alongside Junkie at Toge.
like RPG games that sort of play around with video game conventions as like a framing device, like in the same way that Undertale is very specifically playing with and commenting on like
Today, we are thrilled to announce that we are
like the
partnering
nature
with
of game
Forest
mechanics, the
to
ethics of game
expand Coffee
mechanics,
Talk
like
world.
what is encouraged by the
We've
systems
been hard
of
at
an
work over
RPG.
the last year
It seemed like that game was playing with like, oh, we're self-aware that this is a video game, we're commenting on
but
it.
at the same time, bring something new to the table.
And now, we're very proud to announce an exciting new game for Coffee Talk fans.
Coffee Talk
Tokyo!
I never played Coffee Talk. I heard good things. Like I heard people like for whom like this is their kind of game were really sort of found it really pleasant and nice. thoughts on DDLC? I'm not sure what that is, so no. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club. I never played it, but I know the twist, because everyone knows the twist. That's a nice character design.
Let's check out some upcoming downloadable content that will take you to new and unexpected places.
Discover a miniature clockwork world in the Sea of Stars Throes of the Watchmaker DLC.
Sea of Stars, like,
Gear up for a journey full of oddities and wonders.
the visual
in which
style of that
Valir
fucking
and
game
Zale will have to play by new rules to put a stop to a cursed
is so
carnival.
lovely.
Zale will transform into a skillful juggler, while Valir will dazzle as an acrobat. Together with new playable character Artie,
Yeah,
they'll
definitely not
explore
Robo
new
there.
areas and battle through dangerous dungeons in their quest to save the world of Orlage.
A malevolent spectacle awaits when this free
And of course,
DLC
they do the
for
Final
Sea of
Fantasy VI
Stars
riff where you're
launches
fighting a
on
moving
Nintendo
train.
Switch next
That's the
spring.
thing that sort of has bugged me a little bit about Sea of Stars, is the degree to which it's referential,
Get out of my swamp.
rather than being
Sorry,
its own
Ember,
thing.
But just like onions, this swamp has
No,
layers.
no
Up
fucking
first,
way.
need to be blasted
No
away.
fucking way! No fucking way is fucking Power Wash Simulator getting Shrek DLC! Fuck you! Fuck you! No fucking way!
Feel like an
Oh, this
all-star
fucking
as you
company.
wash away the grime, covering 5 fairy tale maps from the Shrek universe.
This fucking
including Shrek's
company!
very own
Fucking
swamp
Power Wash
and the
Simulator!
Dragon's
Oh
Lair.
my god!
On a shiny suit of armor with a new
God, like, I
character
thought-
model. And
Oh
get
my
your
fucking
power washing
God.
game on when the Shrek
Like, they did
Special Pack
SpongeBob, I
DLC
guess I shouldn't be
hits the
surprised,
splash on
but,
the
like-
Nintendo Switch system this fall.
Hi, I'm Sam. And I'm Toby.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
He plays a mouse fighting against the forces of wicked cats, using magical cards to transform into a bunch of weird little monsters. It's a
Oh my
challenging roguelike
God.
set in a grungy, whimsical world.
When I first pitched Morsels 4 years ago, it was a simple top-down shooter, which is a genre I love. Since then, with
Every time I try to get out of Power Wash addiction, I have played hundreds of hours of Power Wash Simulator. You don't understand how much I've played of it. Like the fucking Warhammer DLC, like, God, they pull me back in every time!
Thank you.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in! That's a real 32-bit aesthetic there. Like, that really has some, like... a little bit of that latter-day PS1 demo scene vibe. But, like, with way more polish. Oh, the visual style of this is good. That's one of the things about pixel art, right? Like, pixel art was made for scan lines. Scan lines were, like, built into the way that pixel art was done back in the day. Like, the blurring and, like, the contrast shifts that happen with scan lines. That was built into pixel art back in the day. And that's something that, like, I've been very happy to see that come back in, like, the retro pixel art games, that they are, like, okay, like, let's simulate the scanline effect to get that same sort of soft CRT glow. Like, you can't quite do it on an LCD, like, on a flat screen monitor, but, like, that looks pretty damn close. Oh, cat bus, except gross. Cool. That has a really cool visual style. I might play that just for the art.
They say home is where the heart is.
Oh, is that the date everything game where you turn objects into...
Household objects.
You can date your couch.
appliances,
It's
and
the
even
JD Vance
concepts
simulator.
Turn into eligible love interests in Date Everything, a game in which you can, in fact, date pretty much everything.
With 100 dateable characters, there are plenty of unconventional partners to choose from.
Yeah, Cherub Anime the game. Let's call it that instead. That's more pleasant.
Become besties with Shelly the Shelf. Or come to despise Doug. Your, overwhelming sense of existential dread.
That has a little bit of the old Chuck Tingle about it also, right?
I fall in love with a lamp?
No way! Lux the lamp is all mine! But did you know that you could even date the game itself? Why don't I introduce you
Oh,
to
you can date the game!
Engage in flirtatious,
The text
ranting
boxes.
dialogue with
Okay,
these
that's
fully
pretty
voiced
funny.
characters as you get to know them and form meaningful relationships.
The big question about that game, though, is like whether it's more than its meme,
Bring
right?
your best dating
Like the
game
character
because
designs.
Your choices could result not just in
Please
love,
tell me that's not the
but
cat.
also
You're not
in
dating the
friendship.
cat. No, it's the clock.
Or even
Okay.
disdain.
Find the object of
Because
your
a cat is fine too
affection
memes are
when
dead.
Date
Please don't do that.
Everything launches
What's
on
gonna matter
Nintendo
about this one is
Switch
whether or not the
October
characters are
24th.
actually interesting and fun and like worth interacting with, or whether it's just memes, right?
Artist on Peglin.
And I'm Dylan, the game designer of Peglin and the founder of Red Nexus.
Yeah, exactly. How much is there to each of them when it's 100 characters? Exactly, right? Like that's the difficult thing of something like that.
And we wanted to create something fun and physicsy. We ended
Yeah,
up creating
the clock
first
also
version
looked a
of
little bit
Peglin
like
battles.
Joe-Cat. It's true.
When the pandemic started, working on Peglin became a fun and creative escape. We made cute places and enemies for our little goblin friend to explore.
We then added 2 of our friends to help speed up development, and now 4 years later, we're a team of 7, and we're excited to bring Peglin to Nintendo Switch.
The dragons have been stealing your gold for as long as you can remember. It's time to delve into the heart of their lair and exact your revenge with the power of pegs.
In this roguelike pachinko-inspired RPG, you'll aim orbs and hit pegs to deal damage in turn-based battles. The more pegs you hit, the more devastating the blow you'll deal to your enemies.
Bounce your way to victory with a variety of different orbs.
Yeah, Joe-Cat has
Some
been
can
getting
split
back into
multiple copies.
creation.
Others
Like, I
will
know
pierce
he's running an
pegs
OnlyFans now,
enemies.
like for spicy art and
Some will
stuff
even
like that.
kill you for every peg you hit.
He seems to have like slowly recovered from the fucking horror that the internet put him through for no fucking reason.
Critical power of your orbs and more.
Like, watching that shit play out in real time was genuinely horrifying, because like he didn't do anything.
Combos.
Relics will radically change your game too. Equip these rare passive power-ups to prevent lethal damage or turn pegs into bombs. Just to name a few. Each run presents new opportunities for possible combinations.
Teach those dragons a lesson when Peglin bounces onto Nintendo Switch as a timed console exclusive later today.
Oh, that looks like a streamer game. I don't know if that's brackets complimentary or brackets derogatory, but, you know. Yeah, like, Joe-Cat didn't do it. He just made a video about how he's horny for women. And everyone was like, oh, this is soy and gay. It's like, he made a video about how he's horny for women. Like, you incomprehensible piece of shit assholes.
Okay, follow my lead and watch out for the caterpillar.
We're doing great so far. Hey, careful! There's a Andrew.
Oops.
I thought it was people accusing him of misogyny. No. It wasn't that, like, some people grasped for that. Like, some people sort of went for, like, oh, well, because it's sexually misogynist. But no, like, that's not what it was, even for 1 second. What it was a man expressing, like, a form of heterosexuality that wasn't, you know, shit garbage sort of, shit garbage, like, red pill nonsense, right? That's all it really was. And so he was punished, right? It's
and other obstacles.
Use Use strategic stacking, coordinated movement, and puzzle-solving skills to find all the keys and reach every level's exit. There are more than 60 levels, and
Like,
each
it's
one can be
literally
completed no
just that
matter
he
how many players you have on your side.
expressed a form of heterosexuality that was like soy or beta or cuck or like whatever fucking buzzword these shitheads use.
Skills and your friendships will be put to the ultimate test.
Get ready for multiplayer mischief when Pico Park 2 jumps onto Nintendo Switch as a timed console exclusive later today. Can't get enough indies?
Yeah,
Here are
I
some
can
more
understand it
titles
could be
headed to the
cringy, but the way
Nintendo
they
Switch
treat things
system
like
in
the
the near
sentence,
future.
it wasn't even cringy. It wasn't cringy. There was nothing cringy about it. It was normal. Wait, Shovel of Hope DX. Yo, what? I can't remember having heard of that. Cool. Like, it wasn't even cringy. It was just... It was horny and, like, it wasn't even cringy. Like, cringe, by the way, is fake. There's no such fucking thing as cringe. Cringe doesn't exist in the world. It exists inside of you. It's not a real thing. It doesn't exist anywhere else except in your internal judgment. The Chudge are very cringe. Like, not even the Chudge are shitheads. They're assholes. Like, they're cruel. They're bastards. But like, sort of a cringe. Like, no, that's not what it is. It's cruelty. I want the Plucky Squire so bad, by the way. I've been watching some of the preview stuff for that. That game looks so fun.
Okay, that's all for today's show. Hey, where'd you get that pizza?
I found it in that tower over there.
What tower?
Pizza Tower for Switch. That was pretty much inevitable at some point, right? I really like the visual style that Pizza Tower is going with. Like, I like that it reveres ugliness. Like, there's something very refreshing about it. I don't really like the game. Like, it's just not... It's too fucking stressful. I just don't enjoy playing it. But the way that Pizza Tower, like, embraces ugliness as an aesthetic and makes it cool and, like, revels in it, finds joy in it, rather than... It's such an antidote to, like, the endless glut of, like, the fetishization of beauty as, like, the only aesthetic goal that anything can have, that you get from, like, AAA, that you get from Gacha. Because I think it's genuinely kind of shitty and toxic to culture as a whole that we sort of only revere beauty, that we only want that which is aesthetically pleasing.
World. We hope you enjoyed today's showcase.
As always, a big thank you to our indie community and partners making games for Nintendo Switch.
Was that it? No. This is just the Indie World bit. Now comes the Nintendo Direct, Partner Direct.
Nintendo Switch system.
If Silksong shows up, which it won't, but if it does, and it definitely will, it'll be in the Partner Showcase.
Starting right now. Until next time, happy gaming.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on Nintendo Switch games launching in the second half of 2024 from our publishing and development partners. Okay, let's get into the headlines. These games are falling
Tetris.
into place.
Okay. Is it like, oh, it's a Nintendo Switch Online Tetris?
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Tetris with a compilation of historic games.
Tetris Forever, yeah.
Experience the 1988 Famicom version of Tetris. chain combos using explosions in Tetris 2 plus Bombless. Use special moves to win in Tetris Battle Guided. And more in this interactive museum.
No Grandmaster, though. Well, that's kind of already out there, so I guess that makes sense. That's neat.
Enjoy the brand new Tetris Time Warp, where you'll jump between gameplay styles from across the series.
That's cute.
You can also watch new documentary clips about
Oh, hey!
the history of Tetris and its key players.
Shit, I kind of want to watch that.
Tetris Forever drops onto the Nintendo Switch system this year. Plus, the NES
And of course
version
it's coming to
Tetris is
NSO,
coming
yes.
to Nintendo Switch Online this winter. And be on the lookout for a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup event, also coming this winter. Speed into the unknown.
What do we have here?
Journey to the galaxy's depths in this high-speed sci-fi adventure. After receiving a mysterious distraction,
Star Overdrive.
venture through a massive alien world to reunite with your beloved. Ride the stylish hoverboard to explore
Okay.
stunning landscapes filled with all sorts of alien structures, from scorching sands to wavy waters. Each
So the
area will
fucking
challenge your traversal skills.
the like air surfing mechanic looks very fun. Like it seems like it has good momentum.
By unlocking skills and combining different abilities, you can find more creative ways to overcome foes. You can also customize the hoverboard to match your riding style.
Whether I'm gonna want to play it depends a lot on how try-hard it is.
Gravity and more.
Because like it's going for that like very sort of like 80s radical cool like sort of 80s early 90s.
Hoverboard will be there to help.
It's like wow cool with the hoverboard and like the guitar on the back.
As you explore every
If it's
corner of this
smug
vast
about it,
planet.
I'm gonna not want to deal with it.
You'll find.
Ooh, I like that character design on the monster though.
Launches as a timed exclusive on Nintendo
Like it's gonna
Switch
have to strike the right
next year.
tone in order to.
Do whatever.
Oh hey, yeah,
floats your
Goat
goat.
Simulator, of course.
Welcome to the vast island of San Angora, where you'll take on the role of a goat. We're not kidding. In this sprawling sandbox adventure, you'll headbutt, lick, and explode your way across the island. Wreak havoc on anything and everything you find.
It is genuinely kind of astonishing that Goat Simulator is still going. Like,
Antagonize the locals. You can do all
because I remember when Goat Simulator first became big, it was the kind of thing that's like, oh, okay, this is gonna work like once in my mind, right? Like that was like, this is only gonna work one time. That joke isn't gonna keep being funny. They've proved me wrong. Like they've kept going and being popular. So
tasty goats.
good on them.
So buckle up and grab your fashion style by the horns. And you're not the only belligerent Billy around here. Unleash all sorts of bad mischief in two-player online or couch co-op. Hope you're ready to hoof it, because the digital version of Goat Simulator 3 rams its way onto Nintendo eShop later today. The physical version of the game launches on Nintendo Switch this November. Here's a rapid-fire mix of first reveals and game updates coming to Nintendo Switch.
Okay. Legends or Heroes Trails in the Sky? Okay. I don't think it looks very interesting. Like, it looks like I know Legend of Heroes like is like a storied franchise. I just find it aesthetically to be too generic. I can't get myself to be interested in it. And then there's that, which is like Fortnite Battle Pass all to hell. So. Hey, worms! Hey. I thought for sure those would have already been ported to Switch.
Make Bikini Bottom your playground. Is this SpongeBob? No, this is Patrick. The silly
The Patrick Star game. Oh, okay.
Stars in this physics-based sandbox adventure.
Oh, Goat Simulator, but with Patrick. You know what? You know what? I'm kind of that makes sense actually.
Performing whimsical skydives, digging up treasure in the dump, or even blowing off steam in Mrs. Puff's rage room.
That makes sense. Like Goat Simulator, but with Patrick Star. That is actually kind of a good joke. That's a good kids game, I think.
And he's not the only familiar face here. Take on comical challenges from SpongeBob, Sandy, Squidward, and more.
Buckle up.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Step into Patrick's shorts and the inner machinations of his mind.
That'll be fun for kids. Like that seems like a perfectly reasonable concept for a kids game.
Nintendo Switch, October 4th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Ready for your very own personal trainer?
Nintendo just keeps trying to
let's get started.
make me exercise.
Ready? 1, 2, jump.
The latest entry in the fitness boxing series is punching its way onto Nintendo Switch.
I kind of liked the Fist of the North Star version. Like, I thought that was kind of fun and cool.
Use Quick Workout to jump into an exercise program right after launching the game.
I feel like there must be a market for a game like that that's just, like, relentlessly horny. Like, where the thing is, like, you get, like, a super horny character design where, like, titties bounce, or, like, they have, like, a dick bulge that, like, bounces around while they do the exercises with you. There must be a market for that kind of thing.
And in Sit Fit Boxing, you can complete exercise programs while seated for a different training
That's
experience.
good. Sit Fix Boxing, good. That's a quite important bit of accessibility, actually.
There are also 6 instructors, including 2 new ones.
But no, yeah, like as someone said in chat, exercise is unfortunately good for you. Like, I'm sorry to report. It is, especially if you have ADHD, it actually helps. It sucks. I hate it. I don't enjoy doing exercise, but it has been good for me. No comment on Stalker? No, I have no opinion on it.
To remember. 8 Capcom fighting games.
So is it SNK and Capcom? Yeah, oh, it's the Capcom Fighting Collection, right.
Here's the complete roster of games. Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001. Project Justice. Capcom Fighting Evolution.
I just want rival schools, though.
Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. Plasma Sword Nightmare of Pilstein.
There is like a really interesting, like, oh, Power Stone, cool. There is a really interesting sort of like aesthetic breakpoint between like sprite-based fighters and 3D fighters that you sort of see in like the oeuvre of Capcom. That I think is like really aesthetically interesting to look at, like the ways in which they try to translate what these games were in 2D into 3D.
And music from each game.
There's probably a video about that somewhere, like some kind of like design review thing about like seeing how like Ryu's design has changed through his various incarnations, something like that. The way he's represented in 2D versus 3D. I feel like maybe that's more of a New Frame Plus. Like I feel like that would be like a New Frame Plus sort of thing, like for Dan over at New Frame to sort of examine the way that these character designs are presented in 2D versus 3D.
Next, please take a look at this.
Project Justice's Rival Schools 2. Oh, cool!
私の声を聞いている遠い時代のあなたへ命ある者は皆無数の記憶を積み重ね
Again, generic RPG, the visual style. Where, like, cool creature designs and then the characters are just, like, sort of...
ユミヤにとっては見えるのが正しいことでも
It's something I've talked about before. Like, the thing that bothers me sometimes about this style of anime character design is that it's not so much a character design so much as it's costume design, right? Like, where the creativity is located, where the storytelling, where the attempt to, like, make a character is located, it's all in the costume. Like, that's sort of the whole thing is just costuming. So things like facial anatomy, things like body anatomy, like posture, like, and even like as we talked about with Pizza Tower, like the negotiation of beauty and ugliness, that is just not present, right? Like it's a gorgeously physically perfect anime character, and then the costume is where we get any variety, right? And I just can't vibe with it. I just don't think it's interesting.
Adventures and allies await in these Nintendo Switch games. HD remasters of the first 2 Suikoden games are coming to Nintendo Switch in one bundle. Meet and befriend up to 108 allies in these turn-based RPGs.
Okay, but give me like, okay, good, thank God.
You can strengthen your home base.
Ooh, actually, no. I'm glad they didn't put any ugly filters on the sprites, but some of those environments just look not good.
Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune, and Dunan Unification Wars launches on Nintendo Switch March 6th.
They're trying to do the HD 2D thing. I don't think that looks very good.
HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest
like, that looks better.
After gathering your companions and selecting
but it sort of has the same problem.
You can now customize their appearance, voice,
again, it's one of those things. I'm not going to make a video about it because I don't have time, but I do want to examine the HD 2D style as like an aesthetic direction for like pixel art and retro aesthetics.
Monsters to use, but that's for another time. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake ventures onto Nintendo Switch November 14th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. 3 Castlevania games originally released on the Nintendo DS system. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia.
That's about time. Order of Ecclesia is so fucking good.
Arcade classic Haunted Castle is also included.
Hey, Haunted Castle. Haunted Castle is like legendarily bad.
A gallery that includes exclusive art and a music player. Castlevania Dominus Collection.
They've already done Aria of Sorrow. Like, I think they've already released like the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias is like a separate collection.
You believe in. The award-winning strategy series returns with Sid Meier's Civilization
7 is coming to Switch.
One of many legendary historical figures, including newly added leaders such as Queen Himiko.
Ooh, that.
Friendship is her strength, and she can initiate diplomatic endeavors that help you research new technologies.
So, like, the fidelity of the graphics have definitely had to be downgraded for the Switch, which makes sense, but there are parts of that where, like, ooh, that...
Cooperate with rival civilizations.
But that doesn't look very nice.
Through history by choosing different civs with each new age. In the modern age, you can evolve your empire into Meiji Japan, known for its scientific strength and military force. Plus, you and your friends can see your kingdoms collide in online or local play. Can you create an empire that stands the test
But, like,
of time?
putting Civilization on Switch makes perfect sense to me. Like, it's the kind of game that someone will definitely sink 600... Like, you can convince someone who's mostly got their Switch for Animal Crossing to put, like, 900 hours into Civilization 7. I think there's more of an overlap there than you'd think.
Forge bonds transcending time. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Tales of series with a remaster of the action RPG Tales of Grace's F. When the protagonist Asbel and Prince Richard meet Sophie as children,
We will always be friends.
the 3 soon become lifelong friends. Several years have since passed.
So that's mocapped animation by the looks of it. It's a little bit awkward with those proportions.
Entangled in a conflict that will determine the fate of the world. This remaster adds enhancements like destination icons,
Yeah, that's an
toggling enemy encounters, as well as downloadable content from the original game.
I don't know if that's original to the games, like if they were also based on like early sort of mocap technology back in the day.
Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch January 17th.
It's accurate to yeah, because there was that period, like, is the Dreamcast era, right? Like, with the mocapped Sonic games. Like, there was that era of 3D gaming where they were just, like, shoving mocap into everything and doing a really bad job of, like, making the mocap actually fit the character models and the proportions. And that's, like, a specific aesthetic era in 3D gaming. Also, yes, My Sims is coming. Not my kind of game, but I've seen a bunch of people be excited for it. I think my Sims accidentally leaked that there was gonna be a direct where they were gonna be like announced early on social media at some point.
More help is wanted.
Aha, FNAF things.
Think you've got what it takes to manage this perilous pizzeria? Test your skills and your nerves in this first-person horror game. As the newest employee of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, you'll have plenty of job duties, such as helping performers prep for a show in the Pizzaplex salon, getting high scores by playing nostalgic arcade minigames. And
This feels a little bit
like a log
against
ride.
the spirit of Five Nights.
Easy enough, right? But
How much is Scott Cawthon involved with Five Nights anymore? Like, he still makes the money, right?
Along the way. Become a Fazbear Entertainment superstar in 5 Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2.
He still makes the money, yeah.
This holiday.
Honestly, fuck that guy.
And if you're looking for more adventures in the Mega Pizzaplex, help Cassie find her friend and escape the ruins in this free story DLC for 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, launching on Nintendo
What did he do?
Switch.
He's a right-winger, he's a Republican. He donates to Republicans and to the Trump campaign.
Check out some Nintendo Switch games launching in time for the holidays.
But yeah, it doesn't really look like they have any, like, huge drops. It's mostly, here's a bunch of stuff that's getting put on the Switch platform to tide you over for, like, until we can announce the Switch 2. Which is, like, sort of the typical pattern of, like, late-stage Nintendo consoles. I will say, I kind of want to play Epic Mickey again. Like, I am kind of sort of, if I could find the time, I kind of want to go play Epic Mickey. Are they gonna have a one more thing reveal? I think they'll probably have, like, one big thing to sort of make the direct worth it for people, but because they usually do, right? But mostly this just seems like they're batting cleanup. Like, that seems to be why they did the partner direct and the indie world together, is because they just didn't have that much.
Me? I should ask the same of you.
Again, kind of cool creature designs, then the characters are just nothing.
Welcome to the
Oh, hey, it's a farm sim.
After a calamity struck, the energy sources known as runes ceased
It's
to
Rune
exist,
Factory, yeah.
and the land fell into decline.
Makes
In
sense.
This fresh take on the Rune Factory series, step into a bigger adventure than ever before. As an earth dancer, you'll channel the spiritual powers of nature through dance. Use the sacred drum to help crops grow faster. And the sacred parasol to summon rain. These treasures and your earth dancer abilities can revitalize the land.
I mean, I do like the integration of, like, sort of
Restore this once fruitful region to cultivate fields.
shamanism, like that particular kind of sort of spiritual practice thing as an integrated feature of the thing. That's cool. Like, that's an interesting little twist on the idea.
Venture through the enchanting lands of Azuma, but beware, monsters may lie in wait. Harness your Earth Dancer abilities to confront them and restore certain monsters to their human forms. As you settle
But yeah,
into
the character
village
design
life,
is
get to
that
know
thing I
the
talked about, right? Like, the
community
character
around
design
you
is
and
almost
deepen
entirely
your
costume.
relationships to find
Which, you know,
or even romance.
it's a matter of
Who
taste.
knows?
It's just,
A wedding could even be on the horizon.
I have seen so much of it at this point in my life that I'm just like, I can't get
Experience
excited
a
for it
beloved
anymore.
Series reimagined. victory, Guardians of Azuma, launching on Nintendo Switch next spring.
Genshin characters like, no, not so much, actually.
Please take a look.
But here's that one more thing, I guess. Let's see. Hey, Yakuza!
Immerse yourself in the story that started the epic saga in Yakuza
Kiwami, right, okay.
Meet Kazuma Kiryu, a Yakuza.
That has actually translated pretty well to Switch graphically.
A young girl on the run.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's like from that era, right? But like,
Set in Kamurocho, Japan's largest.
Like the fidelity is definitely lower, but like that doesn't look terrible.
Tokyo's underworld while confronting rival gangs. Swap between 4 fighting styles in real-time combat. Fight bare knuckle, or arm yourself with makeshift weapons and go up against anything in your way. There are also plenty of
cool. Like I'm glad that Yakuza
Kamurocho.
is coming to Switch.
So take a break from brawling every once in a while. Discover how the epic series began when Yakuza Kiwami launches on Nintendo Switch.
The frame rate is the real question. It won't go above 30, I'm pretty sure.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
But yeah, it's clear. Like they put these together, like the Indie World, the Partner Showcase, because they just didn't have that much, right? Like it wasn't really anything exciting. It was just a whole bunch of like, here's a bunch of stuff that's also coming to Switch. Ports, primarily. A couple of remasters, but nothing like major. No Silk Song. Yeah, no, what a surprise. Remember when they put Shrek in Power Wash Simulator? That might genuinely be the biggest thing from this whole thing. Like, it generally, like, Shrek and Power Wash Simulator might genuinely be the biggest announcement here. I cannot believe they fucking managed that. Oh my god. Power Wash Simulator stream when... No, I don't want to stream Power Wash Simulator, because what I do with Power Wash Simulator is I put on a podcast or an audiobook that I've been meaning to listen to, and then I just, like... Because Power Wash Simulator is just, it allows my whole brain to like to just zen out completely because it gives me that dopamine that I need. So like there's no streaming there. Like I cannot stream that game because I'll just be sitting there silently washing things, sort of listening to nothing. Give Power Wash every IP. You know what would be funny? You know what would be the Power Wash Simulator has the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world. Power Wash Simulator Silk Song, where like you're cleaning like the Silk Song levels. That would genuinely be one of the funniest things to ever happen. Oh, I didn't see you say that in chat. Sorry. That would be very, very, very funny. But yeah, it's like this is the end of life for the Switch, right? Like the Nintendo is gearing up to announce, like one assumes in September or October, like somewhere like just before the holiday season, they'll be announcing what the Switch 2 is and what it can do and like all of the stuff that's going to be coming to it and like the compatibility and all that. And it seems to me like they're just sort of batting cleanup right now. They're just kind of going, okay, here's all the stuff that isn't going to grab a lot of headlines, but we just kind of want to get it out there that this is also coming to the Switch. How much Swarm did you play before it was gone? I don't want to know. Don't want to think about it. I played a lot. It was too much. I hope Swarm gets to be a standalone thing like TFT. Like I've said it before, I want Swarm to be a standalone product because I just love Survivor games. I love Bullet Heavens. Bullet Heavens are good. Will the original Switch lower in price? I mean, eventually, yeah, on the secondhand market it will. And there's a lot of Switches out there, so the secondhand market for Switches is gonna be like... That'll be very cheap once Switch 2 drops. So I wouldn't worry about that. I wonder what the flagship game for the Switch 2 is going to be. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, traditionally it would be a Mario game, right? Like, it would be Odyssey 2. Traditionally it would be a Mario game that they would put out for, I guess, the flagship. Silksong, yeah. Silksong is the flagship game for Switch 2. No, it'll be a Mario game. It'll be a Mario game, or else they'll do like 100% Switch 2 is gonna launch with like a Tears of the Kingdom like remaster or like update. Like, it's like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom is now gonna run in like 60 FPS with like ray tracing and upscale, like whatever graphical nonsense they can put into it. Like they'll do like an updated version of Tears of the Kingdom. And like, but like Mario games are like the thing that Nintendo uses to launch their consoles, right? Like, so that's a safe bet. It won't be a Zelda sequel, no. Like, but there's been rumors about like there's been rumors about a Twilight Princess remaster or remake floating around for like ever. So like Twilight Princess remaster or remake or whatever, like that's entirely possible that's like a Switch 2 thing. And then like as Nabura Art points out in chat, oh, thank you for the cheer, Baggy. Metroid Prime definitely looks like it's looking too nice to be running on Switch 1, and I agree with that. It's gonna come to both of them, but that'll be a Switch 2 title. Twilight and Wind Waker are stuck on Wii U. Yep, exactly. TP was fine. Yeah, TP was good. New Mario Kart. Again, I don't know. Like, maybe it's been long enough. Like, a new Mario Kart game would be a killer launch title for, like, a Switch 2, but it's like, how do they convince because Mario Kart 8 is still going to be compatible with the Switch 2, right? So how do they convince people to drop Mario Kart 8 in order to play Mario Kart, like, 9 or 10 or whatever, right? Or, do you think Echoes of Wisdom will do okay coming out right at the end of the Switch's lifespan? Yeah, because it has no competition. Echoes of Wisdom is going to do fine, right? Like, it's clearly an experimental thing for Nintendo, but, like, it has no meaningful competition for, like, big Switch titles at the end of the Switch's life, right? So it's going to do fine. That's why they're dropping it there, is because it's, like, it's something that has, like, the Zelda brand name, and, like, it's doing something that Zelda fans have wanted forever, which is to let us play as fucking Princess Zelda, right? And they're gonna get I completely forgot to put you guys on the screen. They're dropping it at the end of the Switch's life in order to wring those last few drops of juice out of it, right? Will you playing Legends of Link game? Of course I will. I don't know if I'll be streaming it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any kind of Let's Play, but of course I'll play it. Like, it looks interesting, and I've wanted to play a Zelda game with Zelda as, like, the protagonist for a billion years. Like, of course that works on me. Of course I'm going to do it. Oh, Baggy cheered and asked something. God, a bunch of notifications. It's because I didn't have the overlay up until now, so it's just playing all the notifications for everything that happened during the stream. Oops. Do you plan on covering Zenless Zone Zero? Maybe. Like, as I've said many times before, like, I don't really have time to do much of anything other than what I'm already doing, right? Like, I want to focus on... I'm writing an essay, like, another essay about, like, beauty and splash art, right? I'm writing another essay about... Oh, there it is. All the notifications, man.
Do you have any plans to cover some Zenless Zone Zero? They kind of improved with character variety, and I'd imagine you'd like the animations.
Like, when it comes to anything else, like, right now, I want to do a couple of video essays that I have, like, one for, like, splash art, beauty and splash art, because there's a bunch of splash arts that I want to talk about. I might have a sponsor for that one. Then there's the Act 3 of Arcane, like Season 1. I want to get that out before Season 2 drops, right? Like, so I want to do the animation review for Act 3 of Arcane right before Season 2 drops. I want to capitalize on that SEO, right? And then I have the Elden Ring videos. Like, I still want to finish, like, work really hard on pushing Elden Ring forward. And I don't have time to commit to anything else. Like, I have, like, God, I can fucking pull it up on screen, actually. I have so many scripts that I'm working on. Let me see. Let's see. Firefox gone, there we go. Right, like, it's... I have an essay I want to do about Final Fantasy VIII, why it's actually really good, even though it's kind of a mess. I want to remake one of my old videos about Bleach. I have a video about Judith and Holofernes, which is like a Bible story, but like which gets referenced a lot in modern artwork, and I want to sort of do that. I wanted to do like a list review of like the character models in League of Legends and sort of talk about like why they are the way they are. Which I thought was interesting. I want to do a video essay about webcomics, especially the ones that look shitty, like the ones that have bad artwork. Because I think they're some of the best. I think they're amazing. I want to make an argument for why people should make art that doesn't look beautiful, right? I have a video essay about Superman. Again, you can see I don't have any notes for it. It's just like, the idea is I want to talk about Superman as a character design and what does Superman look like and what does that mean. I have a Fire Emblem Three Houses What's the Deal thing. I want to do What's the Deal with Samus Aran, maybe in the lead up to when Prime actually launches. Maybe that'll be where I'm doing that. Then there's the beautiful animation touches of Arcane, and then I have this fucking thing which is like 11,000 words long. Like I finished the first draft of this script. And now I just need to go through and edit it and, like, talk about, like, figure... So, like... And that's besides having, like, the boss designs. And, like, I kind of want to do more Building a Better videos, like, sort of character design remakes. And it's like... I have too much, right? So I can't commit to anything new. I can't commit to any more things on top of that. So, like, people send me questions a lot of the time. Would you ever do videos about this? Would you ever do videos about that? And it's like, I mean, I would, but I have too much already, and I can't put more on my plate. There just isn't time. I might do some shorts. Like, I might do some Monster Hunter character design shorts, again, with Wilds coming out. Like, that won't be until Wilds is closer, but I'll probably start doing that because the SEO is going to be there for those. Where, like, a review... I do... Again, this half-formed idea in my brain, right? I do kind of want to talk about armor design in Monster Hunter. Like, I want to talk about, like, the overlap between what a monster looks like and then what the armor that is crafted from their monster parts look like, and, like, talk about the way they translate those things into each other. I think maybe that would be interesting. Maybe sometimes around when Monster Hunter Wilds is launching. Because, again... I hate that this is part of my job, but it is. I have to think about SEO, right? Like, I have to think about when is this going to be relevant in the algorithm? When is this going to be irrelevant in the search, whatever, right? So maybe around the time when Monster Hunter Wilds is on its way, I'll sink time into doing like a full video essay about it. But there's so many things, right? There's so many fucking things, and there never stops being more things. So I'm disciplining myself. I have made a commitment that, like, I am going to finish the projects that I've got already, which is to say, like, the beautiful animation touches of Arcane, right? I want to finish up talking about the animation of Arcane. That needs to happen, especially before Season 2 drops. That has to happen so that I can start talking about Season 2 once it's out, right? I want to get moving on boss designs of Elden Ring because I want to play Dark Souls 3. I really want to play Dark Souls 3. And, like, now that there's fucking DLC on top of Elden Ring as well, right? That's going to take me a hot second to get through. And, like, I've been working on transitioning the channel away from being League of Legends focused. Like, I want to get the algorithm to understand that League of Legends fans aren't the only people I should be shown to. Which is, like, that's a long-term project, because I can't just stop doing League of Legends content, like, cold turkey. That'll kill my SEO pretty dead. So it's a thing of, like, I have to figure out, okay, how can I start sprinkling in and like getting other things in there to sort of attract a different audience and like and so again I don't know, business stocks stonks money algorithm blah blah. I do this for a living apparently. Yeah, YouTube is good at putting creators in a box and getting angry when they try to get out. Yes. That's the thing is like YouTube, the algorithm consistently wants consistency and predictability. It wants to know that my next video is going to appeal to basically the same people that my previous video did. It wants to know that, like, it wants to know what advertisers to sell my videos to, right? And so if you put out a video that doesn't appeal to your core audience, to your current, like, the majority of your current audience, and they're not interested in it, the algorithm kind of goes, oh, well, then that means that video is low quality, right? Like, regardless of how good the video is, if it doesn't hit with your audience, the algorithm goes, that's a low quality video, which means we shouldn't show as many of this guy's videos to anyone else because these are clearly low quality, they have low engagement. And sort of balancing the tension of that, like walking the balancing act on those things is like, it's a knife's edge, and it's really fucking difficult to navigate. Any plans to finish Baldur's Gate 3? Yes.
Oh, I was curious. Any plans to finish BG3?
My editor is working on 2 more episodes of Baldur's Gate right now. I've been managing to record it a little bit. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, boring business YouTube stuff, right? Because like that's the other thing. Like my Let's Play channel has suffered. I've been falling completely out of. That's another thing about like wanting to return to finish my projects. So on the Let's Play channel right now, I want to finish Baldur's Gate 3, finish that playthrough, get that edited, then go back to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, finish that, then Final Fantasy 16, and then I can think about starting up something else or continuing something else on that channel, but I'll only do one Let's Play at a time, or like that plus Final Fantasy 14, right? Because I want to stream Final Fantasy 14 again. I've missed it. Is this also going on YouTube? Yeah, of course it is. Right? Too many things. I have too many things, and I need to take a holiday at some point. I have not had a holiday in like 9 years of any kind, so I should probably take a vacation at some point. At least this count has an upload on 3BS. Yes, it does. Like 3BSkyen, sort of the concept of the reaction channel is I don't give a shit about the algorithm on that channel. Like that has really been that's the point of that channel, and that's kind of why I have it, is so that I can not give I can actively decide not to give a damn about the algorithm. So I can just like, I want to react to a cartoon, I'm gonna do that. I'm a hell of a boss, sure, let's react to fucking YouTube show. I'll just do that, and I'll react to some you know, video game announcements or whatever, do whatever I want, because that's just that's the one channel where I don't care about the algorithm. I don't care if it's like consistent, I don't care what audience I'm attracting, I don't care, I'm just gonna put it up there. Right, and then and do whatever I want, and that has been kind of relaxing and healing compared to trying to manage, you know, all the business parts of running the shorts channel and the main channel. Is that why you have the reaction channel? Yes, exactly. A while ago you talked about analyzing Valorant. Is that still in the stars? And Queen suggest you can't suggest anything. No, I'm sorry. Like, there is a tier on the Patreon if you want to commission me to do shorts. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you want me to make shorts specifically about a specific character or thing, there's a tier on the Patreon for that. It's expensive, but it is there. And that's the only that's the only sort of suggestions I take from anyone about anything, is that, and not a lot of people use it because it's expensive, which is understandable. But yeah, I generally don't take suggestions, not because I don't want to, but because I can't. I have too much. I can't. Is the thing. But yeah, that's the other thing. Like, now that I've sort of caught up on Hell of a Boss over on the reaction channel, there's a short coming out this Saturday that I guess I'll do live. But now that I've caught up on that, I can go back and I can finish Dungeon Meshi. I think that'll be the first thing I sort of That'll be the first thing I finish up is Dungeon Meshi, and then I can go back and like watch Freerun until the next season of Dungeon Meshi comes out or whatever, right? That's my plan for because it's the ADHD thing. ADHD makes you, like, when you are running high on hyperfocus and ADHD, you commit to too many things. It's been a pattern for me my entire fucking life, is that, like, I'm doing this, it feels great, I have lots of energy, I'm excited, I can do, like, everything in one day, yeah, cool, we're going. And then I commit to too many things, and then eventually the energy runs out, and then I crash a little bit and fall behind on one thing or two things, and then it just, snowballs. So it's... So it's a thing of, like, I have to sort of pull myself back and be disciplined now, which is why, again, I'm not committing to any other new projects, right? Like, I'm gonna do Elden Ring. I have a couple of video essays that I want to finish. I'm not picking up any new Let's Plays. I'm not picking up any new projects. I'm gonna work on the stuff that I've already got going on. Because I need to, right? Because it's part of living with my ADHD is learning how to manage my time better. So, that's the way that is. And it sucks because, like, people, like, I get, especially like on Tumblr, I get so many asks, I get so many messages, I get so many people, I'm really excited about this thing, I love this thing, could you take a look at this thing, because I kind of want to hear it. And it always sucks to have to say no. I don't like it. Like, I don't like to have to say no, because, like, lots of times people will send me stuff, like, where I go, oh shit, that looks really interesting, I should, and then I kind of catch myself by the scruff of the neck and go, no, you shouldn't, because you have all this other stuff, and you don't need to add another thing to your pile. And it sucks. Like, I don't like saying no, but I have to. Does that mean more Elden Ring? Yes, actually. And the next episode shouldn't take too long to edit, hopefully. Like, I need... I'm working on this thing right now, Beauty and Splash Art, because there might be a sponsor for it, so that's like... I have a deadline. This thing needs to be finished by a certain point. And maybe there'll be a sponsor for the animation touches of Arcane, possibly. I don't know. Depends on a lot of things. So I want to finish this, and then I do an Elden Ring episode, and then I do the animation touches of Arcane Act 3, right? That's my plan. Is like, it's this one, Elden Ring, that one. And that's as far as I've planned ahead right now in terms of what I'm working on. Do you have any thoughts on the character design in Concord? No, that's another one of the things that, like, a lot of people have been asking me about. I haven't looked at Concord. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what's up with the character designs. I heard a bunch of people say that they kind of look bad, and there's a bunch of culture war bullshit going on about, oh, it's woke and that's why it's bad, or like fucking whatever. And it's like, again, it's one of those things like, oh, I'd be curious to look at that and figure out what's going on, but on the other hand, I don't want to start another fucking thing. And if there's culture war bullshit going on around it, I definitely don't want to get into that, because, like, I don't need... I got enough chuds in my comments when I made that video on TBSkyen about how Yasuke was a samurai, you dork-ass losers, you stupid dipshit morons. I got plenty of chuds in my comments for that, and they're still sort of coming in. And it's like, I don't need to deal with any more of that. When do you expect to finish this batch of Elden Ring gameplay? I don't know. I wish I could say, but I don't know. Yeah, chuds will start culture war bullshit about anything that, like, people don't like, even if that's the thing, is like, these people are grifters, right? Like, that's something that's important to understand about, like, these anti-woke YouTube thumbnail yelling people, is like, they don't actually care about anything that they're saying. Like, nothing of what they say is something that actually matters to them. They don't have principles. It's not... They don't care. It doesn't matter, right? Like, when they shout about, like, oh, Disney has gone woke with whatever, like, because there's a gay person in a Marvel movie or something, like, fucking whatever. They don't care. Like, it's not something that they actually care about. It's not something that actually matters to them. What they're doing is virtue signaling. That's the thing to understand about like these people is like every accusation is a confession, right? Like they talk about like, oh, woke virtue signaling, blah blah blah. It's because that's what they do. Like their business model is to find something to get performatively angry about, and then make money from being performatively angry, like by performing conservative values, performing like their moral outrage about like how the DEI, feminist wokeness, blah blah whatever. And that's why they think that that's what everyone else does. Like, that's why they make that accusation, is because they think that's how this works. They think that's the only reason to make a video where you're upset about anything is to grift money out of people. That's why they do that. Like, they only understand this thing as like, well, that's like when they see someone like me do a criticism about like Orientalism in video games or whatever, the only way that they understand, like, why am I doing that? Like, why is he doing that? Why is he making a criticism about Orientalism? Oh, I get it. He's virtue signaling in order to make money. Because, like, what the other reason could there possibly be to do that? It's not because he actually believes it, because no one actually believes it. Like, people don't have actual principles. And that's once you understand that about them, it's like a lot of what they do begins to make a lot more sense. Like, that's why their outrage is so inconsistent and random, right? Like, that's why they'll be mad at the same thing this week that they were praising last week. That's why they'll just flip on a dime from talking about how woke thing is going broke to like this movie made $10 billion and that means that like. That's why. It's because they don't have principles. There's no principle there, and they don't understand the concept that anyone would have principles, or anything that they genuinely believe with. And it's why I wish people would stop engaging with them. Yes, that's the other thing. Is like, do not click on their videos to leave a hate comment. Don't dunk on them. Like, don't like. I even feel like people shouldn't be making reaction content making fun of them either. Because there's no amount of negative attention that will stop them doing it. That only helps, because like they get, again, in the culture war business, right? When you are on the right wing of it, you get your power and your clout from triggering the libs. That's the whole game. That's the whole game, is like, can you make the people we hate angry, upset? Can you make the people we hate like upset with you or unhappy about something? That's clout, right? Like that is a mark of your strength of character, and your like how based you are is entirely proportional to how angry you make the libs, right? So the only thing that kills those people, like their careers, it's to not react to their provocation. It's to not react to their attempts to make you mad. That's why they're sitting there constantly shouting about like how, oh, the lips are so mad, they're so triggered, I have triggered the lips have become triggered, because that's the only currency, right? Like that's the currency that makes them money, that's the currency that gets them clout and engagement, and you have to not dunk on it. Like it's that thing about don't feed the trolls, right? You have to be very careful about ever giving them any air, because what they want is for someone like me to make a reaction video to their garbage so that like they get exposed to my audience, right? So that they can upset my entire audience and say, aha, I managed to upset that guy's entire audience. Look at me, I'm the based influencer guy. Like watch my streams because I trigger the lips, right? That's the whole business. That is the entire business model that they have. And the only way to win that game is not to play it. So like I really do wish that people would stop giving them oxygen, like reacting to them, talking about them in any way, except Casey Explosion. Except by like in the abstract. Don't give any specific influencer your time or your attention or your energy. Hi, Casey. Nice to see you. There's too much good shit to waste time engaging with bad faith actors. Yeah, like occasionally you have to, like sometimes there's someone like that needs to be addressed specifically because they're doing a specific kind of harm, right? Like it's not that you should never, like you should pretend like they don't exist ever. It's that thing of like, you have to recognize what their business model is, right? Which is, their business model is to make you upset, Or you should all follow Casey, by the way. Like she's like, first of all, follow her Steam curation page. If you want to lose all of your money, follow her on Steam, like her curation page, because it's all of the best video games. It's all of the good ones are there, and you're gonna want to buy them, and it's very dangerous. But also like follow her fucking streams, because she's a really good streamer. But it's like it's yeah, you've cost me so much money, Casey. I'm broke because I'm not broke. It's okay. I'm being joking, but like, you have damnably good taste. But yeah, like like there's some of them that you just shouldn't give oxygen to, and it's whatever. I was hoping for a reaction for the new Valorant agent. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, maybe I'll do that later today, actually, if I have the time. Because my plan today is I need to edit that fucking script so that I can do a voiceover recording so I can start the editing process. And then I'm going to have some downtime to play a video game. Maybe. And then maybe some reaction videos about something. Did you ever post a short on Aurora? Not yet. I think I will soon, though. Anyway, it's like 5 p.m. already, so I should probably get working on some of the other stuff I have to do today. So thank you all for tuning in for this, like, direct reaction and then yap session in the afterwards, I guess. Thank you for your time and your attention. I really do appreciate it. And go follow Casey. Like, everyone go follow Casey Explosion. And I will see all of you at a later time and non-specific date.